This is Aaron at Power Popaholic, and I am talking with Dean Rolland, the rhythm guitar player for Collective Soul. So, how are you doing today, Dean?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. So let me ask you, I saw you on your tour. You decided to tour with Switchfoot, which is a really laid-back Southern California band. How did you guys initially meet up?
Oh, gosh. We've been buddies for many, many years. I cannot actually remember the first time. One of the first times that they were playing in Atlanta, and I went to the show because I was a fan of theirs, and just met the guys, and just kind of started like a friendly relationship. And then we played a couple of shows throughout the years, like we play at festivals and those types of things together. But we've never done like a tour together. This was the first time. And it just worked out. The opportunity came up that both of our schedules were working out, and it at whatever point in our careers, it just seemed to make sense. And both of us decided to make it happen. And we've had so much fun. There's such great guys, great music, great band.
Great. So let me go back a bit. So you and Ed as kids, what did you listen to that influenced your sound?
Yeah. So, Ed's 9 years older than I am. So a lot of his influences like trickled down to me as like a younger brother.
Right.
And he was a huge Elton John fan, and a lot of the like kind of 70s songwriters like Jackson Browne and that type of stuff. And then AC/DC came along and like added, the riffy aspect of what we do. And then, me as a child, I was a kid of the early 80s, so I loved like, the Police and NXS and U2,
right.
Psychedelic Furs. So, really just a fan of music in general, like whatever pop culture was we experienced, in those formative years. We just kind of took it all in and, put our own little thing to it. And we just kind of boil it down to, melody and trying to write some lyrics that, are authentic and real to what we lived through, and leave it at that,
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, that's really what power pop is. It's, creating a memorable riff and having a melodic song along with it. Yeah. I mean, just like, some of my favorite power pop bands like Cheap Trick, or the Raspberries, But, in regards to the songwriting and everything, I know Ed writes a lot of the songs, but overall, do you get to contribute like your guitar parts in there, or does Ed make all the decisions when it comes to putting together a song?
He makes every goddamn decision that's ever been made in this band. No, of course. Yeah, no, we have fun with it. He'll bring sometimes the ideas come in and he's put them all together, and he has like a very thought out idea of how the song's going to be. And a lot of times we're just riffing, and we come off of like a drum groove or a bass groove or a guitar riff, and we just kind of build it off of those things. So yeah, everybody has their own touch or signature on pretty much all of the songs. Like I said, like sometimes Ed will come in with a very clear cut idea of what he wants for it.
Right.
But most times, it's pretty. It's just like a seed idea, and we just kind of work off of it and build the song around that concept. Yeah. Is
it tough getting used to the fact that, your older brother is, the front man of the band, and he's always in front, and he does command that stage really well, but he allows, sometimes the rest of the band to shine, of course, during concerts.
If I hadn't figured that out by now, I'm a fucking dumbass. We're 30 years into this thing. Yeah, I'm totally cool with it. I love it. I love it for all of us. The fun part of what we do is everybody plays their role, and we have fun with it. We just have a blast on stage, and hopefully that conveys to people in the crowd, and we just have a great time. He's a amazing frontman. He's gotten just better over the years, and he loves it. Like you said, he commands the stage, and and each one of us do our role, and we're perfectly happy with all of it, and we just have so much fun with it.
Awesome. Well, one of the things, this new record that you came out with, Vibrating, a lot of it, I understand, was recorded during the pandemic, and you recorded a whole bunch of stuff during this time as well. I mean, Ed, I heard mentioned in another interview that you had 2 more LPs worth of stuff that's just sitting in a can somewhere. So were there any challenges working during the pandemic?
Well, this record was actually recorded before the pandemic, but because of the pandemic, we delayed the release of it because we couldn't tour. You release a record, you want to tour behind it and celebrate it, live as well. Like that takes on its own personality. The character of the songs kind of like shift a little bit. So, but we did record 2 records during the pandemic, and it was really our outlet because we couldn't tour, we couldn't go play live because of, most of the venues were shut down, and you couldn't do, there were some shows that we were able to do, but for the most part, it was we were able to channel all that energy into making, going into the studio and making a couple more records. So it was great. It was fun for us. We're one of those bands, we actually really do enjoy one another's company, and we have fun together. So we'll go lock ourselves away for a month, and record at some location, wherever it may be.
All right.
We have fun doing that. So it was a good psychological, mental release, I should say, like, because all of us had been locked up for a minute, during the pandemic, and to just get together and make some music was a well-needed mental release. Nice.
So, obviously you guys are really enjoying playing live and having fun with it. Is there and I think you've heard this question before, is there a song you get tired of playing? Do you ever get tired of playing Shine?
Not really. It's interesting. We as many times as we've played like that song, as you mentioned, every night you have to keep yourself in the moment and appreciate the nuance of it's the now is something new every night, and we've never been one to like rehearse a whole lot, so we don't like burn ourselves out. Like we do rehearse and we prepare and make sure we're out in place, but every moment is something new for us. And there's somebody out there, and you have to remind yourself too, like there's somebody out there that's coming to a show that doesn't know our band, that's never heard our music, and they hear it for the first time, and it's fun. So not to be too trite or cliche, but we really enjoy getting on stage and playing music, and as many times as we've played some of these songs, it's different every night.
Great. So tell me a little bit about those. Now you have these songs in the can that are coming out. What's the schedule on the next 2 LPs? Do you have any idea?
Not really, because we just released Vibrating.
Right.
So that at some point early next year, I'd imagine we'll get moving on some of this stuff. But yeah. So
right.
there's a lot that can't. That's why I don't like talking about that so much. I mean, I know Ed likes to talk about it, but it's like, so I don't know. Is the short answer. And
okay.
There's a lot of music that we have, but that's just what we do. I mean, we're constantly writing and recording. So there's no, as soon as we can, appropriately get it out and tour with it and celebrate it, we'll do it.
I also appreciate the fact that, I appreciate all the music that you've had over the years, and you've been remarkably consistent as a band, and it makes listening to your music almost like putting on a comfortable pair of shoes. You
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you know what to expect, and on top of that, you enjoy it for what it is, and you don't try to read too much else other than the concepts of the song. So I just want to thank you for you and Ed and the whole band for putting together all this music, and I love the melodies you guys come up with, great power pop melodies. So keep rocking on, man, keep going, and let me know when you're in New York again.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We you know, it's been a blessing in our lives to be able to make music and share like what our joy is in creating and playing music with people that want to that enjoy it with us. You know, so it's a cool. We've had a very blessed life.
Awesome. Thank you, Dean Rolland from Collective Soul. Appreciate the time.
Cool. Great. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it, buddy.
Take care.